live tomorrow on TikTok for my stuff. Alright, but in the meantime, let's see, should I look up how to set it up and connect everything so by the time it's ready, I can be ready? Or should I be more productive and do my get ready with me going live on, let's see, I'm charging up the other one so I can't go live on that one yet. But what I can do is what I'm doing right now. So, make videos, wait till it charges, which should not be long, and what else? My get ready, oh, phone, what was it? Oh, where's my thing? Starting soon. So I advertise this. Should be able to go live on my whatchamacallit too. Making some breakfast. Getting ready to go to the library, Mama. Should I start a new one? We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. We just linked the account. So I linked my PlayStation account to my to this account, Genshin Impact. We did it! Yes! Woohoo! Woo! 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 Yes! We did it. Alright, so now that that is done, this opens up some possibilities. I'm going to be cosplaying my girl, Fran. Finally. There we go. Yay! Oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is a game changer, guys. This is a game changer. Yes. Alright, static. Wait, hold on. This is step over. Where are my options? Let's see. Hey guys, welcome back to the Crystal Manga Cafe reality show. Yes, I am your host, Crystal Star Gem. Alright, yeah. Plug it in. Plug it in. Plug it in. Alright.
You fell here from another world?
Here, hold on.
But when you wanted to leave and go on to the next world, your path was blocked by some unknown god? Outlander.
Blah, blah. learn how to do this from
Alright, you are. We are back into the Bible. Specifically, most is from the Bible, which we are going to try and take the most epic one and create an insane sculpture. Buckle your seatbelt, it's about to begin.
okay, where is what's his name?
Hello, YouTube.
Hello everyone and welcome back.
Today with Joseph.
Have you ever suffered from or known some?
So the moment that everybody has been waiting for has finally been addressed. We all been waiting to see and hear what Steve Harvey had to say in response to what Cat Williams said. This is Steve Harvey of...
Alright, I'm looking for, what's his name, Midnight Man. Midnight Man.
Snoop Dogg is responsible for Tupac's murder.
Tupac's death turned the entire rap industry upside down. After his death, everyone had something to say about how he passed.
Snoop Dogg is responsible for Tupac.
Look, are we getting close to the return of Jesus or what? Are we getting close or what? I don't know, but this story, it seems like something's off. It seems like they ain't telling us all the details. That's what it seems like. This story came out, I think, a week ago. This tweet says, so are we not going to be told the truth about why Miami had possibly the biggest police response I've ever seen in my life?
Worst fruits for your waistline. Fruit to avoid, number one, ripe banana. Half of a banana's calories come from sugar.
They're saying it was for teenagers fighting, but what really happened? Did y'all see this police response that occurred in Miami? This was just, what, a week ago? This was just the start of the new year where this took place. They probably let out maybe 75 to 100 police cars. I've never seen this many police cars in one place at one time. Firefighters, ambulance. Apparently they had helicopters patrolling. Apparently they even had the airports shut down. The airports were shut down. The airports were shut down.
Okay,
They cut off 30% of the power. So 30% of the homes in Miami were without power as a result of what took place. And the only thing that came out of it was 4 arrests. 4 teenagers were arrested after this took place. 4 teenagers were arrested, right? And then I wake up this morning and guess what's trending? You would never guess what's trending on Twitter. Trending in the United States. Nephilim. Now somebody tell me why Nephilim is trending in the United States. And first things first, I want to give a shout out to Isaiah Robin because he's the one that initially made me aware of this story. So go give his page a follow. He's doing a lot of great work for the kingdom. to show you this video, and I want to know what you think about it, all right? Let's get into it.
I honestly cannot believe the words that are about to come out of my mouth. Oh, silly me, before we get started. Guys, Tiki Talk, this is purely for entertainment purposes only. We're just goofing around. All things stated here are purely speculation. Just having fun. You are going to want to see this, because there is a very good chance, at least for the next few days, you will not see this anywhere else but right here. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure what part of this story bugs me most. The fact that we actually now live in a world where something like this could happen, the fact that we actually live in a world where something like this could happen, but at this point, none of us will even be shocked. Or the fact that something like this could happen in our world, and not a single news media has broke this story, not at all. In fact, if you Google search it, it is quite a difficult find, which is all that much more suspicious with a story of this kind of size, this magnitude. And yet, here we are. Hang on to your britches. It's gonna get real. A couple of days in Miami, Florida, at a mall, the local police were dispatched to the mall for an argument, a fight that broke out between juveniles. Juveniles, they say, have sticks and fireworks. Oh my. But ultimately, the call, what they claim was the call, the reason for the police officers to arrive at the scene, was due to a fight that had broken out between juveniles who had sticks and fireworks. But Auntie, why do you care if that's on the news? That isn't a big deal. No, my friend, no, it's not. It is definitely not that big of a deal. I agree with you, and it is definitely, hands down, not a big enough deal for the local Miami Police Department to show up on the scene just like this. Right? That seems like a lot of officers to show up, but my friends, that is not anywhere near all that came. And once you understand and you hear the eyewitnesses' stories, I believe you will at that point understand a little bit better as to why so many police officers, probably 100, along with choppers, black choppers from the PD, patrolling the scene from above. And according to witnesses, eyewitnesses there, the Miami police was not dispatched there for a juvenile fight. And the obvious need for such an enormous police presence was far more sinister than what we've been told. As multiple witnesses claimed to have seen, I can't believe I'm going to say this, creatures that stood 8 to 10 feet tall, walking outside and even inside of the mall. And the pew-pews that were reported, and even the pew-pews you might hear in some of the videos, had nothing to do with the juvenile fight. According to these witnesses, it was actually the mall-goers shooting to protect themselves from these 8 to 10 foot tall creatures in self-defense.
So 8 to 10 foot creatures, and you're not missing anything. I can't let the music play, so I gotta talk over it. 8 to 10 foot creatures. There were shots that were heard. According to, this TikToker, Auntie Colette, she says that those shots were self-defense shots against these 8 to 10 foot creatures. And this is a valid comment. So Jody Murphy says, with all the cell phones,
Jesus is coming
where's the
soon,
pictures
guys.
of the creatures?
People get ready. Jesus
think
is
is a valid
coming
comment, right?
soon. We'll be
Another
going
person says, I'm in
home.
South Florida.
You don't want to be
I
here
get
for the
all
tribulation.
Miami
Woo!
news sources, and I haven't heard a word about this, which
Little
is
girl,
actually
wake up, mama. Wake up.
pretty accurate, because if you Google search this,
Come on, time to eat. Come on, let's go.
The first thing that I'm super excited to share with you is our live 4-day certification event coming up in just a few weeks.
there's like nothing that comes up. There's a story from Newsweek from 3 hours ago. This is because the TikTok video is going viral, so they're trying to get some clicks on it. There's a story from a week ago, which seems to be unrelated. There's another story from 2 days ago, which I read, which essentially is just saying that there was some fireworks that were being let off, and they had sticks, and there was like a brawl, and then they responded with all of these police officers, and only made 4 arrests. But they shut down the airport, and they shut off the power. And they shut off the radio, the police radio. So it's hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to believe. But anyway, let's get back to it.
Along with the ridiculously high number of police officers that arrived on the scene and the helicopter flying above. Apparently after this incident was phoned into the police, the Black PD helicopters were the only things flying that night in the Miami sky, as the Miami airport was shut down. Still no flights going or coming at Miami International, only one PD helicopter patrolling the area. The absolute lack of this story anywhere is absolutely driving me mad. On my Google search, I found nothing. I found crickets. Ironic. Even my ex, not my ex, even X let me down. Well, my ex let me down too, but that's a whole nother story. As when I searched on X, this is what I found. No results for people shooting at Miami Mall, 8 to 9 feet tall creatures. Okay, valid. Let's remove the obvious. Do another search without the 8 to 9 foot tall creatures. Well, now that's suspicious. Still no results for Miami Mall shooting January 2024. Now that's very suspicious. Because judging by the size of the police presence, the helicopter, but wait, there's more. You would think even X would have one post about it, but nothing. Thank goodness for social media though, because where would we be in situations like this when the media chooses not to report if we didn't have incredible people going to social media to post details about it themselves? Can someone confirm they've cut the police scanner? Check flight tracker, doesn't look like any flights leaving or coming into MIA. You can see the helicopter doing loops. Yes, they cut the scanners. Multiple people claim they saw 8 to 10 foot tall aliens or very tall zombies, and it caused shoppers panic. There are now black helicopters flying and everything is blocked off. Power has also been cut in a few blocks and at the mall. So you're gonna tell me that the police literally cut the public's access to the police scanners, all because some juveniles are fighting with sticks? Okay, and they're gonna cut the power, not only to surrounding areas, but also power to the mall itself. So much so that 61,290 homes are without.
Do you see this? Am I reading this correctly?
Don't you hate it when a flashlight isn't a lightsaber? This is the lightsaber flashlight. This new military
It says 30%. Does that mean 30% of the homes in Miami were without power? Am I reading that correctly? If so, that is wild for some teenagers with fireworks and sticks.
Power at that time. On Reddit, we found anyone following what happened in Miami last night, apparently mass sighting of 7 to 10 foot tall creatures. Flights halted, police radio cut off, and helicopters patrolling. So are you really telling me that they're hoping, they're praying that we are all going to just believe this? Miami police, a large fight broke out involving several juveniles, some of whom may have been armed with some kind of sticks.
I guess this person in the tweet is trying to say that this was cartel gangs. So that's the reason why they responded, because of cartel gangs.
Police are still continuing their investigation at this time. Okay, you know who else is doing their investigation at this time? Me and the rest of the world. You cannot be serious when you tell me you're going to cut the power to the mall and multiple homes in Miami, shut down a whole airport, no planes in and no planes out, have hundreds of police officers storming the mall, rushing to the scene, and black PD helicopters scouring and patrolling the area from above. All simply because of a juvenile fight where some of the juveniles were armed with some kind of sticks. No sir, I kindly reject this. I do not believe this at all. So guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Because to you, does this look like the type of police presence that would ever be warranted or required?
Should we get the Bible
for a
and see
fight
what the
between
Bible says
juveniles
about
with
this?
sticks?
I mean, it really makes you think, why hasn't there been any more information that came out up until this point? How come all the information that we're seeing is coming from people on social media who, you know, weren't there, who don't have the details? How come we're not having information come out from authority figures from Miami? Especially with this type of police response. Especially when it's like, bro, is everybody okay? Like, what's the deal? You shut off the power, you stopped the planes from coming in, you turned off the scanners. What was it? What exactly was it? Now you're gonna say, oh, well, we arrested 4 teenagers, so that's what it was. So just keep quiet. I don't know. She's gonna wrap this up and say one more thing, which I thought was extremely interesting after this video.
Because if all of that fanfare, that police presence was really over juveniles fighting with sticks, and I was a Miami citizen, I would be demanding my taxpayer dollar back. Something much larger, much bigger, far more giant and sinister happened there that night in Miami at that mall. And just like the witnesses all stated, it wasn't kids with sticks. That looks way more like the response to a threat of 8 to 10 feet tall creatures, whether aliens or zombies or Nephilim, and mall goers having to respond by pew-pewing to defend and to protect themselves. But that's just me. What do you think? Y'all, I'm here to tell you, God told us that in the days when Jesus will come back, it will be just like the days of Noah. But I think a lot of people are misinterpreting that scripture or overlooking one massive detail, one big detail, a giant detail. When it comes to the days of Noah, sure, they were eating and drinking and marrying and sinning and fornication. But hasn't man been sinning that way? Well, since the beginning of sin, the one thing that was different about the days of Noah, different from all of the regular days filled with sin of man, there were giants in those days. And according to the Bible, and there were giants after. There were giants even after the Genesis flood. So when the Bible tells us when Jesus returns it will be just like the days of Noah, I think, my friends, that is a warning to all of us that when we are in the end of days, there will be giants. And perhaps that is exactly what they saw that night in the mall. The 8 to 10 foot creatures. Perhaps they, my friends, were the Nephilim. I honestly cannot believe the word.
So, I mean, I guess that's why Nephilim is trending on Twitter this morning. I didn't think I was ever going to see that. I didn't think I was going to wake up and see Nephilim trending in the United States on Twitter. Like, this is where we are. She made a very good point in terms of, like, the days of Noah. It's a very good point. And I think that could spark a lot of fear in people. But for me, and for you as well, you know, we're covered.
Amen.
We're covered by the blood of Jesus.
Yes.
There's
Woo!
nothing for us to fear.
Come on now.
The only thing really for us to fear is, you know, our friends and our family who are not covered. And understanding that, you know, it's...
Listen, I already prayed over my family and friends, and I trust God. I believe in God. I make my content. This is why I do what I do, because I want to reach everybody, a larger audience, and there we go. We got the internet, we got all this at the tip of our fingers, like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all the things, right? So pray for your people, pray for your family, pray for your loved ones, get closer to God. He says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. I was not planning on doing this at all. I just saw this and I was like, wait, what?
Because things, look, it's the internet, but it looks like things are heating up in 2024. It's already been such a crazy year, with everything that's already come out, like the Epstein stuff, and just like this story, and there's another story, and just there's just a bunch of just crazy stuff that's going on. Stay prayed up. Stay close to the Most High. Make sure your loved ones are drawing closer to Him as well. Because the Bible's real and it's true. And one way or another, we're going to see it play out, right? So let me know what y'all think about this story. Get in my comments, like this video. I'm out, y'all.
Stop. Did you know?
Okay, I'm looking for okay, I was looking for Midnight Man. I think the name combines together. These. Oh, Gino Jennings. Oh, snap. Okay. Okay.
I ain't come to convince you or nobody, because I know who I am. I came to hear the Master say, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
Gino Jennings is a bold preacher known for his straightforward and unapologetic approach to delivering his messages. He's often praised for his fearlessness in addressing controversial topics and expressing the views of the scriptures without hesitation. Jennings is recognized for telling it like it is, as he doesn't shy away from discussing challenging subjects whenever he is teaching. His bold and direct communication style has garnered both supporters and critics, but it undeniably sets him apart in the realm of religious discourse. During one of his live broadcasts, he publicly criticized T.D. Jakes for associating with Diddy and attending his parties.
T.D. right there.
My Lord, my Lord.
You see, they want the world to look at them as men of God, but they are really scared to be real men of God as a result of repercussion.
That's right.
They want to be loved by the sinner. They don't even care if they're not loved by God.
No.
They want to be accepted by the sinner.
That's right.
And they don't care if God
Wow,
don't
this
accept them.
is.
That's right.
That is the reason why churches are going to hell, is because you want to be so much like the sinner, you are the sinner. And the sinner don't respect you.
Rumors about TD Jakes started spreading on Monday, December 18th. In a video by Tough News TV, it was suggested that Jakes had attended events with Diddy, engaging in same-gender relationships, and allegedly engaging in inappropriate behavior with a minor. The video said the government got evidence from Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. She supposedly settled a lawsuit, claiming Diddy abused her for almost 10 years. Many social media influencers, including TikTok user Justine, shared the video, which got almost 2 million views. It went viral quickly, making Jakes a hot topic on different social media platforms.
So allegedly, Cassie has turned over evidence to the feds. Yes, to the feds. She has turned over videotapes, a USB drive, and Kim Porter's burner phone. Now, there is also an alleged email out saying a plethora of other things that include TD Jakes.
During his Christmas service streamed on YouTube, Jakes advised followers not to focus on recent allegations. He said, "For those concerned about what I'll say, if you expect me to address a lie, you can log off. I won't use this sacred day and pulpit to discuss falsehoods when I have the opportunity to preach the truth." This was shared amid applause from the audience. He told his followers, instead of arguing, just log off.
Out of concern, some of you come in to hear what I'm going to say. All of you who expect me to address a lie, you can log off. I will not use this sacred day and this sacred pulpit to address a lie when I have a chance to preach a truth. I will stand straight up, head up, back straight. I will stand straight up, head up, back straight, and preach the unadulterated, infallible word of God. Because that is what the pulpit is for. But there will be a time. So you can stop dragging people and arguing with people and fighting and just log off. All you do is just hit the button. Right there. Log off. There is no show here.
The judgment of God is getting close to you, and you having too much fun to even see it, to even know it.
Rumors suggested he attended parties with Diddy, but his spokesperson, Jordan Ora, called these claims false. Ora quoted Pastor Charles Spurgeon, saying, "Truth needs an express train, but lies fly easily." The spokesperson labeled viral videos as deepfakes and a distortion of words. The spokesperson emphasized that there's important work to be done to create a better world. Referring to the Bible, she highlighted compassion for the marginalized. She said despite false rumors, Jakes remains dedicated to creating positive change globally through compassion, service, and ministry. Jakes' team continued to protect his reputation by releasing statements. Derek Williams, the executive vice president of TD Jakes Entertainment, explained that TD Jakes attended Diddy's birthday party a few years ago because of his close ties to the entertainment industry. Williams mentioned that as the CEO of TD Jakes Entertainment, Jakes, known for his role in value-based movies, wanted to show respect to Diddy, the former chairman of Revolt, during the birthday celebration. Williams clarified that Bishop Jakes was in LA for important business meetings, and attending Diddy's party was a brief and respectful gesture, especially considering that Bishop Jakes' sermons are broadcast on the Revolt network. In 2021, TD Jakes and Diddy shared the news about Jake's show, Kingdom Culture with TD Jakes, airing on Revolt, a network created by Diddy, the troubled rap producer. The spokesperson expressed disappointment at how quickly false rumors spread on social media. They mentioned the creation of deepfakes distorting the person's words and highlighted exaggerated misrepresentations, including false speculation about Jakes owning the Shade Room. Jakes denied any ownership or shares in the Shade Room, stating he only learned about it recently and clarified he is not associated with it. He emphasized being a proud investor in various businesses but clarified that the Shade Room is not among them. Diddy hasn't directly addressed the allegations in Cassie's lawsuit or the 3 others that followed. However, he hasn't commented on the accusations related to Jakes either. If you enjoyed watching this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.
Look, are we get?
Alright, let's get back on track here. Wow. Midnight Man, PC, PlayStation 5 gaming.
I found these for you. Which one do you want?
PlayStation 5 Elgato Gaming.
The best time to get a Reese's? Anytime. I'd also accept all the time.
For too long, my family has waited on medical appointments. But now that One Medical's 24/7 virtual care.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can set up your Elgato Game Capture HD60S Plus with your PlayStation 5. And you can even follow along with this tutorial with the HD60S. Both of these capture cards are very similar in nature and the setup process is almost identical. But before we get started, let's make sure you have everything you're going to need. You'll need your capture card, so that can be the HD60S Plus or the HD60S. You'll also need the contents that came in the box with it, so the super speed USB to USB-C cable and 2 HDMI cables. One of those HDMI cables already came in the box with your capture card, but the other one came with your console. Speaking of the console, you're going to need the PlayStation 5, and the last required thing you're going to need is a computer. In the case you're not sure which computers or laptops would work best for running the Elgato equipment and software, I left the list in the description below. Go check out those computers and compare them with what you already have or what you're interested in. I'd also recommend having a dedicated graphics card versus an integrated one with your processor, in addition to having at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, maybe even 16 to be honest. So yeah, go check out those computer recommendations down below. Next, how about if you want to add a little extra things to make your recording and streams even better? Well, you could go with the solid USB microphone like the Blue Snowball, the Blue Yeti.
Oops. Wait, you said you need
And now my new favorite, the Elgato Wave microphone. It is great to integrate with your recording and streaming setup. You can also add a USB webcam or the Camlink adapter for DSLR cameras if you want to use a DSLR camera for your webcam. And then for the people who have gaming headsets and like to chat with their team and have their audio go through their headphones from the controller, then you're going to want to pick up the Elgato chat link cable, and that will allow you to record the gameplay audio and chat audio that come through your controller. Now there's one more thing we're going to have to do before we set up the Elgato HD60S Plus, and it's the same thing we had to do on the PlayStation 4, and that's disable HDCP. I know, super annoying. I can't believe they still have this feature on the PS5, but they do. So you're going to have to turn that off by going up to your settings, then scrolling down to System, then you'll see HDMI, and within that section, you can disable HDCP. You'll have to do this step first, because if you don't and you connect everything, you're just going to have a black screen. I don't want you to have a black screen. Now that you've done that, let me show you how to put the capture card together. Go ahead and take your first HDMI cable, plug that into the HDMI in slot. The other end of that HDMI cable will go into the PlayStation 5. Now go ahead and take the second HDMI cable, plug that into the HDMI out slot, and the other end of that HDMI cable will go into your television. Make sure you remember which HDMI slot you put your cable into, because you'll need to change your input on your TV to that slot number. After that, you can take the super speed USB-A to USB-C cable, plug the small end of that cable, the USB-C in, into the Elgato capture card,
Yeah,
and then the other end of that
guys.
cable will go into your computer. Once you've done that, go ahead and download the required software and drivers for the Elgato capture card. So if you're on Windows, you're going to want to download the 4K utility tool, and if you're on macOS, go ahead and download the Elgato game capture software. At this point, you're ready to pull in your video feed. Now that you have your USB connected to the computer, go ahead and launch the Elgato software for whichever computer you're using. Make sure you have the correct device selected, and you should be able to see a picture. If you're looking to stream or do more custom recordings off of the Elgato capture card, then you can use something like OBS or Streamlabs OBS to pull in that gameplay feed. All you'll need to do within one of your scenes is go ahead and add a source and select video capture device, and within there you can name it whatever you would like, and then just select the Elgato HD60S Plus capture card. It's literally as simple as that for both Windows and Mac on OBS or Streamlabs OBS if you're using the Elgato HD60S Plus. Now, if you're using the other capture card, the HD60S on a Mac, it's going to be a little bit different. I left a video linked in the card that you can go check out. That'll show you how to connect the HD60S with OBS in great detail. Now let's say you want to add your face cam so you can increase that engagement with your stream or your video. The steps are pretty similar. Just go ahead and add another source, do another video capture device, name it whatever you'd like, and then just select your webcam. Make sure that you have that webcam scene above your gameplay scene, so that way it'll be layered on top and you'll be able to adjust it, resize it any which way.
Worst fruits for your waistline. Fruit to avoid, number 1, ripe banana.
Hat that you'd like. Now how about that audio? I made this part its own section in this video so that you guys get your PlayStation 5 gameplay audio and chat audio to come through for your gameplay recordings and streams. I want to make sure that this is done right. So the first question is, how are you normally listening to your audio? If you've never used capture cards, I'd imagine you're probably using the audio through the controller. You'll want to pick up the Elgato chat link cable that I mentioned earlier in this video. That cable will plug into the analog slot on your capture card, and then the other end of that cable will go into your controller. The other slot attached to the cable, you'll want to plug your headphones into. Now you should still be able to hear your gameplay audio and chat, as well as the microphone being functional through the headset. But now for the capture card to accept that audio coming from the PlayStation 5 controller, you're going to need to configure that in your settings. In the 4K utility tool, you're going to want to go to your settings, go to the device tab, then select analog for the input instead of HDMI. If you're on macOS, go to your capture settings and then select with analog audio. After you do that, you will get your game audio and your party chat audio, as long as you have your party chat audio on the system selected to go through your controller as well. Make sure all your audio is going through the controller. Everything will be recorded. The changes that you just made within those Elgato programs, those will be reflected in OBS, in Streamlabs OBS, so that you should still get the audio to come through. And just for good measure, you can double check your sound audio output by tapping the PlayStation home button on the controller, and then scrolling over to sound, and within there you can scroll up to the top and you'll see where your audio is going, so whether that be to your headset or to the TV. Now hear me out on this, guys. I've been using these capture cards for quite some time, and for me, I like to go with the HDMI TV output option. You'll have full control of all the audio outputs for your stream. If I want to listen to desktop audio, I can listen to desktop audio. If I want to listen to Spotify, I can listen to Spotify, all while I'm streaming, all having it recorded at the same time. This is where the Wave 3 microphone I have is just golden because of all the different mixing audio features that I have available to me. But if you don't have that, you can still use the mixer within OBS. You can go to your advanced audio settings and do monitor and output for your Elgato gameplay audio. Just make sure within whatever Elgato software that you have on your computer that you deselect analog. Make sure you're just doing this over HDMI. Same with your PlayStation settings. Make sure you have HDMI TV selected. You probably ask the question, well, how are you going to chat with people if you don't have a headset with the microphone and all that stuff? Well, guys, I have a second USB microphone that I use so that I can talk to people through the PS5. And then I have a main commentary microphone that's connected to my computer so that you guys hear a good commentary voice. You can check to see if the microphone you have connected to the PS5 is working by tapping the PlayStation Home button, then scrolling over to the microphone icon, and then if you go to look at the top option, this is where you'll see if you're using a headset microphone, a USB microphone, and even the wireless controller microphone, which I highly advise against because if you are using the wireless controller microphone, then your party audio will go through the speaker of the wireless controller, and you don't want that. You'll also want to double check the mute setting to make sure that your party can hear you. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit it with a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel with the post notifications on if you're new around here. Of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to put it in the comment section below.
Bravo.
If you want to get a more
See that? Like,
response,
that is
feel free to hit me
beautiful.
up on my socials, all linked below as well, Twitter, Instagram, Discord.
Welcome to the reality show.
Alright, I know working with this technology right off the bat isn't the easiest thing to understand, so I did make other videos around this topic on this channel you can check out on screen right now. One for Streamlabs OBS, there's another for my complete editing and then setup guide for the HD60S Plus, where I get really deep with how these Elgato software tools are used in conjunction with OBS and Streamlabs OBS.
Is this new? Mobile live stream. Okay, how to set up a live stream. Oh, complete recording, editing guide. Initially connecting my thing. Okay, should I do? Okay. Well, okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, this is beautiful. Mobile stream.
Switch to Fios Home Internet. Plans start at $25 per month and now come with a 5-year price guarantee, only on Verizon.
I gotta wake this little girl up. Riri, wake up.
Solgar Cellular Energy contains niagen nicotinamide ribose.
To live stream your mobile games and even your Xbox Remote Play sessions to Twitch and
month
YouTube,
ago.
all you need is your mobile phone and the free Prism Live Studio app downloaded from the Google Play or Apple App Store. Once you've finished installing the app, the first thing you guys are going to want to do is log in with your YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch account. It doesn't have to be the account that you're streaming to, but just log into one of those accounts so that way you have a user ID associated with Prism Live Studio. Once you're all signed in, the next thing you guys are going to want to do is within the live section that we're in right now, you're going to want to head over to the screen tab. When you select this, you're going to have two different options for how you want to have your live stream. You can either have it portrait style or you can have it landscape. You can switch your orientation back and forth anytime you want, but you want to choose the orientation that fits with the game that you're going to be playing. I'm going to go ahead and select landscape, and when you do that, you should see a canvas come up on screen that you can make edits to. The first layer is going to be the screen capture, which is going to be whatever is showing on your phone. To add additional layers, you want to go over to the right-hand side, select that plus button, and this is where you're going to see 4 different layer options that you can add. You're going to have the chat option, web, image, and VTuber options. Let's start off with the chat option. To add it, just select the plus button on the right side, and before you fully add it in, you can actually modify how you would like those chat messages to appear on your stream. You can set the text opacity, the chat color, you can choose your font, and even the widget style. I'm going to keep everything how it is right now. I'm happy with it, and now I'm just going to go ahead to the right hand side and select save. Once I do that, I'll have a box come up on screen within my canvas, and I can actually use my finger, grab it, and move it anywhere I want within my project. If I press the plus and minus buttons within the text box, that will shrink or enlarge the text bar within my chat box. The next layer we can add is a web source. And within here, this is where you can put the URL as well as a title for this source. This is definitely best used for your alerts from platforms like Streamlabs. You can go into your Streamlabs dashboard on your mobile phone, go to your alerts widget, and then copy the URL within your dashboard. From there, go back to the Prism Live Studio application and just paste that URL on in. Once you've done that, you can save it and you can actually test out the widget for yourself from Streamlabs and then looking at it in Prism to see if it's working. Now the next source you can play around with is the image source. And this one's best for pictures or even transparent graphic overlays to really give your stream a unique look. I added in this doggy because he really wants you to subscribe for more gaming, tech, and live streaming videos. I mean, just look at him. We'll put our little buddy over to the right there for now. One other source we can add here is the VTuber source. Now, I made a video all about this just a little bit ago. You guys can check it out in the card above. But you guys can download all of these VTuber avatars and even add your own custom one if you want. Save it, and then it'll apply right to your project canvas here. Then you can just take it, move it around, put it exactly where you want. If you want to rearrange the sources or just the layer ordering that these sources fall under, then under the plus button, you can select that layer icon, and this will bring up your whole list of layers. And all you need to do is just go to the right-hand side where you see the hamburger icon, select and hold that, and you can adjust the ordering position of any of these layers within your canvas here. If you find later that there's certain layers that you don't even want to have in your canvas, then just go ahead and select that source and select the X icon on the right-hand side, and that'll delete it. By the way, remember how I said you could switch your orientation at any time? Well, that icon that's under the layers icon, this will switch between portrait mode and landscape mode automatically for you without having to dump the sources that you've already put into your project. You may have to rearrange them a little bit, but it's nothing too major. So at this point, if you've been following along in the video, you should be ready to stream. So what you're going to want to do is select the back button, and staying within the screen tab, I'm going to select the ready icon, and from here I need to add destinations to stream to. So if I want to stream to YouTube, I need to add that as a destination. If I want to stream to Twitch, I need to add that as a destination. If there's a custom place you want to stream to, such as Kick, or you have the stream keys for Instagram and TikTok, you can actually use the custom RTMP feature, and this is where you can put in that stream URL and that stream key that you have. If you're doing the method of logging into the accounts through Prism, just make sure you authorize Prism Live Studio to be able to push a stream to your YouTube or Twitch account, or actually both. One of the amazing beauties of Prism Live Studio is that they offer free multi-streaming. Yes, completely free, no catches. So if you want to enable the multi-streaming feature, you'll see it right under the add option. It'll say multi-streaming off right now, but I'm going to turn that on, and you can see that we'll be pushing our stream to Twitch as well as YouTube simultaneously. Another little bonus is if you select that drop down under your Twitch name, you can set what the game you're playing is. We're good on this screen. I'm going to select OK, and from here I can actually set the name of my stream right on the bottom middle there. I'm going with Elite Stumble Guys gameplay because why the heck not? And then under that I can set the stream quality. Right now it's at 1080p, but I can adjust that just by clicking that little drop down, and I can set a different resolution if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and stick with 1080p, and the rest of the information here I can keep default, and then select OK. And if you need to, you can set a custom thumbnail directly through this app to appear on YouTube. Just select that picture icon on the right-hand side of where you put the name of your stream in. But now at this point, we're all set to go. So all there's left to do is to first put my phone back into the orientation mode of landscape, select that yellow go live option, make sure our microphone is turned on as well for commentary, and then select start broadcast. So while you're live, one other important thing you want to be able to do is see your chat. On Android, you guys can see your chat pop up in the form of a bubble on top of your screen, or if you select the floating prism icon, this will open up a separate screen where you can view all of your chat logs. Additionally, on this same screen, you'll be able to control your game and microphone audio, as well as an option to hide this screen overlay from your viewers. Now, if you're on iPhone, you'll have to go back to the Prism Live Studio mobile app to control these features as well as see your chat. But now another thing that's also important is the face cam. This feature is set to come back in the early part of 2024 for Android, but as for iPhone, there isn't any set timeline for this feature due to developer limitations. Once you've decided you're finished with your live stream, all you need to do is head back to the Prism Live Studio app and then end your stream from there. If you're on iPhone, you can also end the broadcast within your control settings if you want, but that's all there is to it really. Let me know how your guys' experience is using this application in the comment section below. Thank you so much for staying to the very end, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Okay, the first thing that I'm super excited to share with you is our live 4-day certification event coming up in just a few weeks. This is a brand new program, and for the first time, you're going to work with me for 4 days to become a certified GrowthWorks marketing consultant. If you want to serve clients as a coach or an agency, or just become one of the top % marketers on the planet, this is for you. We're going to cover everything from offers to pricing to products to every type of possible funnel or system in the world, high ticket enrollment and everything in between. And at the end, you'll pass an exam and be certified. And this is 90% off the normal price. And in addition to giving you the live 4-day certification event for 90% off, I'm also including over 170 of our best tools, courses, and strategies. You're going to get our completely new Perfect Offer Masterclass to teach you how to create the right message and offer even in a crowded market. The all new customer engine system if you're selling courses or any type of mid-level funnel where you're capturing leads and selling them courses, coaches, or consulting. This is our all new and most powerful system to date. Low ticket mastery, how to convert any lead magnet to a customer magnet to make paid advertising work so much better and get a profit on the first day. The one-of-a-kind, unique, only here, only right now, Launch Maps marketing strategy software. This is a system that I and our team spent 3 years building, where I walked you through inside of this unique platform. By the way, you have lifetime access.
What's good, guys? Today I have 2 brand new methods for being able to blur the background of your webcam in OBS Studio, as well as any other streaming application you might be using 100% for free without the need of an NVIDIA graphics card or the Stream Effects plugin. So with that being said, jumping into the first method, you're going to want to head over to prismlive.com. Scroll down just a little bit and you're going to see 2 drop downs. One's going to be for downloading Prism Live Studio, which I highly recommend, by the way, because it's just like OBS Studio, just a lot easier to use. But most importantly here, you're going to want to look to the right hand side and download the Prism Lens for your Windows computer. If you're watching this video far into the future, the Mac OS version is probably released at this point, so if you are using a Mac, you can go ahead and download this application for that system as well. The installation of this application is very straightforward. You can practically install it at the single click of a button. Once you do have it installed though, bring it up. The first thing you'll see are 3 separate Prism Lenses at the top. Each of those lenses applies to a webcam that you might be using within this application.
Good night,
For this video, we'll go ahead and stick with Prism Lens 1, and then we're going to go all the way over to the right-hand side and click this drop down here. And this is where we can select our webcam. So I'm using the OpSpot Tiny 2 webcam plugged into my computer right now. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. It's going to turn on my webcam, and there I am, as you can see on screen now. I'm going to adjust myself just a smidge here. And now all we need to do to get that blur background effect on our webcam is to first make sure for the virtual background you have the original selected. And then if you go down here to the bottom, you're going to see that teardrop icon with the slash through it. You're going to want to move this bar up to the middle or to the end, and that's how you're going to get the blur effect behind you. You can see it taking effect right now, actually. I'll put it at 70. I think that looks pretty good. It's subtle but not overpowering. Next up, you can go ahead and open any streaming application of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and use Prism Live Studio, which I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. And what you can do here is just go to one of your scenes, then go to your sources section, select the plus button, and we're going to want to add a video capture device. Select OK. I'll name mine Webcam Blur Prism. We're going to select OK again. And then pretty much right away, you should see the webcam that you configured within the Prism Lens app within your streaming application. If you don't see it, just make sure you select the drop down and you select your corresponding lens. Now you can select OK, and you can see my webcam with the nice blurry background, and the quality is really good, by the way, especially if you have good lighting. Now the beauty of Prism Lens is that it offers much more than just being able to blur the background of your webcam. If you want, you can remove the background completely without having a green screen. You can even add backgrounds behind yourself if you want. Is this perfect? No. Nothing can really replace a green screen. But I gotta say, these features are pretty sick for the price of free. But you know what else is free? Method 2, and this is for people who are specifically using OBS Studio and want to get that nice blurry background effect, even up to a 4K quality, which is one of the limitations of Prism Lens. So also linked in the description below is the background removal virtual green screen OBS plugin. To download this, you're going to want to go to the Go to Download button. So this will take you to GitHub, and then just scroll down a little bit until you find the Assets section, and you're going to want to download the asset pertaining to your system. So if you're on Windows, you're going to want to download the executable file. If you're on macOS, you're going to want to download the macOS Universal package. Go ahead through the installation steps. There's nothing special that you need to do here. It won't overwrite your files or anything like that. Make sure you restart OBS for the changes to take effect. And once you have it back open, go to one of your scenes and then go to your sources, select the plus button, and you're going to want to add your video capture device. Then I'm going to go ahead and select my webcam right here. There it is. And I'm just going to go ahead and select OK. And now I'm going to select my webcam, go to filters, and then where you see the effect filters area, I'm going to select the plus button, and you should see the background removal effect. Go ahead and add this on in. You should see the settings details pop up on your screen. And what you probably see already is that it automatically removed the background, which is its normal job to do. Easy peasy, no green screen required, but we want to add that blur effect to our image. So what we're going to want to do is actually scroll down almost to the bottom, and you'll find a section called Blur Background Factor. If you want only a little bit of blur, set it between 3 and 5, but if you want a whole lot of blur, set it between like 7 to 11 to still look reasonably nice. I like mine at about 7. If I want to tune this blur amount just a little bit more, I can do the blur focus depth, and I can slightly tune down the blur amount just a bit, depending on the amount I'm trying to go for. So I think that looks pretty good there. As for performance, this plugin can definitely get a bit resource intensive, so I definitely recommend playing around with the devices such as the CPU and the GPU that you have on your computer to see what works best. I wouldn't set the CPU threads over 2. Segmentation model, you definitely want to keep that at media pipe because that will give you the best looking blur effect. But other than that, if you're happy with the way that your blur looks, go ahead and close it on out. And there is your final blur effect. Let me know in the comments if you're going to go with method 1 or method 2 to get your blur effect. I'd say method 1 is a bit more versatile than just using it in OBS Studio. But hey, use what works best for your setup. Thank you, Prism, for sponsoring this video. And if you want to learn more about the webcam that I was using in this video, it actually has a lot more features than meets the eye, such as AI tracking abilities. Check out the comparison I did here with it against the Insta360 link, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Something big. Murder big.
Well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not let the hell.
Jackie, can we talk to you for a second? You know why you're here?
I've seen your face before my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am.
No idea. I'm working a missing persons case, which led me here. Murder something big. Murder big.
You see? You should be ready for what's coming.
Listen, I already had a case. It's about to go down the drain.
Do you think the day will come when you feel like enough's enough?
There's no bigger lie we tell ourselves, man. It's just business. Always personal.
I'm either gonna kill myself or something's gonna kill me. I don't want to be like this anymore. I just don't want to stop.
You lied to me.
We all have secrets, right?
Have you ever ever wanted to create your own custom high-quality 3D VTuber avatar for free that can be pulled into applications such as OBS Studio for live streaming and recording, you came to the right video. Before I show you guys how this is done, there's a few things that you're going to need. First is a Windows or Mac computer with your preferred streaming or recording software installed on it. So that could be OBS Studio, Streamlabs Desktop, or even Prism Live Studio. Next, you're going to need an iPhone with the face detection or Face ID features on it. So that's going to be an iPhone 10 or later. Older iPhones or Android devices currently won't work with this method. Third, to make it easier for your face to be detected, I highly recommend picking up a phone stand so that you have a designated stabilized place to put your phone. You can get one of these for like $10 on Amazon, but if this doesn't work for you, just find any heavy weighted object like a paperweight or a rock. Any object to put your phone up will work. With that out the way, you're going to want to head over to the Apple App Store and search up the Hyper app. Go ahead and download that, and once it's finished installing, launch it, and then you can sign in with your Google account, Twitter. You can use your Apple sign-in, a phone number. I like to go with the Google option myself. You'll need to confirm that you're over the age of 13. After that, you can put in your display name, and then you'll be into the app. What you guys are going to want to do first is head over to the far right-hand side and select that tab, and then you'll be able to select the Edit Avatar option. This is just going to bring you into editing the default avatar that is already within Hyper, but we want to create our own custom one from scratch. So to do that, you're going to want to select the icon with the arrow pointing to the avatar figure, and this is going to take you to where you can access all of your avatars. You guys probably don't have any right now, so what you guys are going to want to do is select the new option. And this is where you can select whether or not you want a boy or girl icon. You can even set the skin tone from dark to light. Once you've set that, you can select show wardrobe, and you can go through the many different tabs that are available, from skin, faces, hair, irises, eyebrows. There's even clothes in this app that you can customize for your character, which is absolutely wild. Once you've picked out all the items that you want for your character, go ahead to the right hand side and select buy. You're going to see all of your checkout items listed, as well as the amount of coins that you have to spend to get all of those items. If you're happy with everything and you have the proper amount of coins, of course, you can go ahead and select purchase. By the way, if you want to take your avatar customization a step further, you can import your own VRM files. So back in the edit avatar section, and then going back to your list of full avatars, you're going to see a tab for imports. If you select that, this is where you can import your own new VRM file. All right, now for the fun part of getting this avatar into a streaming application such as OBS Studio. I have two different methods to show to you guys, but before I do that, if you guys are enjoying the video and you want to see more content like this, make sure you hit the video with a big thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously. Okay, so for method one within the Hyper app, on the avatar tab, around the middle of the screen, you should see an icon that says OBS. Select that, and then you should see a full screen image of your avatar. From there, you're going to want to select the big red Setup OBS button. For the first section that says OBS plugin, if you're on a Mac computer, you're going to want to keep this turned off. If you're on a Windows computer, you're going to want to turn this on, and you're going to need to download Hyper's free OBS plugin from their website. Now with plugins, they will only work for OBS Studio, so you won't be able to use the other streaming apps in this case with this particular method. It's also important to keep in mind, depending on when you're watching this video, that you're going to need to be on the correct version of OBS that the Hyper plugin supports. If that all checks out, go ahead and download this plugin by clicking this link here, extract the files, then move those two folders that you just extracted to the OBS Studio folder located within the Program Files folder on your C drive. Doing this will not overwrite your existing folders. It will just add new files for this plugin. Back in the Hyper app, make the chroma key green, rotate the studio orientation to be landscape for a better resolution, and then select save. Now you can plug your iPhone into your computer via the USB cable, and if you don't already have iTunes, go ahead and download that so you can trust your iPhone with your Windows computer. Next, make sure you restart OBS, and now when you go to add a new source on Windows, you should see the Hyper source that can be added to your scene. In landscape mode, your image is probably going to be squished, so after you apply the source, you can stretch it out by holding the Shift key and dragging out the sides. For Mac users, all you need to do is add your iPhone as a video capture device source. From there, go ahead and select save, and then you can reposition your avatar with your 2 fingers, or even use 1 finger to pivot the direction that your avatar is facing. Set the full sizing and framing of the avatar as you wish. You can trim in the sides by selecting the Alt key on Windows or the Option key on Mac. And then within your streaming software, you're going to want to select the avatar source, select the filter option, and then within here, you're going to want to add a chroma key filter. And from here, your avatar should have a completely transparent background. The second method I have to show to you guys is the screen mirroring method. And this will work across any streaming application that you have. Now, in order to screen mirror on your Windows or Mac computer, you're going to need some software to be able to accomplish this. The best screen mirroring software is typically not free. You have AirServer, which Hyper actually recommends. It's $20 one-time fee, or you can check out the application called Do One, which is one of my favorites, and it's $10 a year. But if you guys are on the track of not wanting to pay any money, which I totally get, you guys can check out the application called Let's View. It's 100% free, and you'll need to download it on your phone and also your computer. Go over to the QR code connection option on the computer, and then on your phone, if you look to the far right-hand side, you're going to see that scanning icon. If you choose that, this is how you can scan the QR code. The only other thing I need to do is select Start Broadcast.
I don't even understand
and
what's
you'll
happening.
see within
Do you
about
understand
a
what's
second or two, your phone screen pop up on your computer. Now we can go back to the Hyper application, make sure that we set up OBS. This time around, we're keeping the OBS plugin option turned off. Chroma key, we're still going to want to set that to green. If we scroll down a little bit more, orientation, we're going to want to rotate that to get the best quality possible. And once you have that set, go ahead and select Save. And then again, use your 2 fingers to zoom in and control how close you are to your avatar. And then you can use your pointer finger to adjust the positioning. And once you have it into a good spot, put it on your paperweight rock phone mount. And now we can pull back up OBS. We're going to select the plus button and add a new window capture source. You can name this VTuber if you want. And then for the window, just make sure that you have the Let's View application selected. We don't need to capture the cursor, and this is looking pretty good. We're going to select OK. You're going to right-click this real quick and fit it to screen. And now to remove the parts where the watermark is or the top of the Let's View app, we're going to select the Alt key, and then we're just going to crop this on in at the sides. And same with the top. Now all we need to do is select the VTuber source. Go to Filters, select the plus button, and now we're going to add the chroma key filter, and it's transparent. Close that out, and look at that. We are looking fresh and ready to VTube. If you're wondering where I got the backgrounds from that I put my VTuber in front of, I put together the prompt of what I was looking for within the image, and then I just used Bing's AI chat features within the creative mode to generate what I wanted. From there, I could download the image and throw it into OBS. Now, of course, you can get even more creative with this by having different types of images or adding your VTuber avatar over top of your gameplay. Have fun with it, make sure you include your microphone, and have fun VTubing.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware, it's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Imagine if every scientist had access to their very own personalized supercomputer. How much faster could they go? How much further would they get? At Microsoft, we're actually doing it. We're co-innovating with the world's leading scientific institutions like Pacific Northwest National Laboratory to reduce the impact of climate change, get to net zero emissions, and find new ways to create, to store, and use energy more efficiently.
We're joining forces with Microsoft to explore this convergence of artificial intelligence, high-performance computing in the cloud. And this is a shift that the world of science hasn't seen since really the dawn of supercomputing. And for us, it's helping us tackle these challenges in chemistry and material science that are embedded in the search for new energy storage solutions that the world needs.
My name is Vijay Murugesan. I'm a material scientist here in Pacific Northwest National Lab. My research is mostly focused on designing next generation battery materials. Electricity generation needs to be renewable energy, but the renewable energy is not constant. It's sporadic, right? There's a lot of rain, there's no sun, lot of wind. Battery gives you an opportunity to store energy in a compact way and deliver it whenever, however you want.
Microsoft was really excited to work deeply with an organization that has strong roots in chemistry, material science, and how those disciplines relate to sustainability. Our goal was to work with PNNL to take the burden of exploring vast chemical or material spaces. Computational tools allow us to put the emphasis in the most promising parts of that discovery process. That's going to require a new way of doing chemistry that's computation first. Our team discovered a new electrolyte that uses 70% less lithium than shown in other industry announcements, because it replaces part of it with the earth-abundant compound, sodium. Azure Quantum Elements accelerated the initial phase of the discovery process. It took what would have been 20 years of computation and compressed it down into 1 week to identify the most promising candidates for later exploration.
Battery has multiple components. You are trying to put completely different type of materials together, and then you are asking them to work together as a synergetically. One part of the battery is called the lithium ion. Lithium is fast, and its ability to move even within solids is what makes lithium more attractive. But
Hi
lithium
guys,
is not
how's
something
it
that you can
going?
easily go and dig it up. So
Settings. In OBS, having your settings right will make or break your live streams and recordings. Viewers don't want to watch content that looks as blurry as a 100-year-old person's eyesight, or even videos that are so choppy it's like you're watching a still picture slideshow. Which is why today I'm going to be showing you the best OBS streaming and recording settings, whether or not you're on a Windows computer, an Intel Mac, or an M1, M2 chip silicon-based Mac. The settings I'm about to show you can be applied across all of these devices. Let's go. Now I'm going to show you guys two different ways that you can configure your OBS settings. The first way is going to be the easy, simple method. And what you guys are going to want to do here is go into your OBS, go to the left-hand side where it says Profile, select that, and we're going to create a brand new profile. I'm going to go ahead and name this Best Encoder Settings. Make sure that you have checked off Show Auto Configuration Wizard, then go ahead and select OK. From here, you're going to get a window that'll pop up for what you're going to be using this profile for. Are you going to be mainly using it for live streaming, or are you going to be using it for recording? I'm going to go ahead and keep it for streaming. Select Next. Here you're going to choose what you want your resolution to be. So I want to go with 1920 by 1080, and I like having a 60 FPS stream. From there, I'm going to go ahead and select Next again. On this screen, you want to put in your stream information, whether that's by using the custom option or by logging into the services that are available here within the drop-down. With that information in, keep the two checkboxes below that checked off, and then go ahead and select Next. And from there, your computer is going to run a bandwidth test to see how good your internet is versus your computer to see what your best settings will be. My test results are in. It took about 30 seconds to complete, and based on my computer specifications streaming to YouTube, I'm good to stream at a 10,000 bit rate using my dedicated NVIDIA graphics card. That is the hardware encoder that I'll be using for live streaming and recording. And now at this point, we can just go ahead and select Apply Settings, and that will apply directly to our OBS profile, so that when we stream and record, we'll have the best settings configured now without us having to do anything else to go live or do recordings. For the second method I have to show you for setting up even better settings, in my opinion, is if you go to your settings and then first head over to video, and then make sure that your base canvas and your output canvas are set to where you want them to be. So if you want to do a 1080p stream or recording, you're going to want to make sure that you have both of these resolutions set to 1920 by 1080 like you see for my settings. If, for example, you're trying to do a 4K resolution recording or live stream, then you're going to want to change your base canvas resolution to 3840 by 2160 and do the same for the output scaled resolution as well. Now let's say that your base canvas is 1920 by 1080, but you're going to have your output canvas be 720p. In that case, you're going to need to set a downscale filter. For the best quality, you're going to want to set that to 36 samples. But if your base canvas and output canvas are both 1080p, then you won't need to set a downscale filter at all. Just don't forget to set your FPS value, which A lot of people like to set it at 60. Next, we're going to head over to the output tab, and this is where you're going to see the settings that we set up earlier in the video when we first set up this profile. If you go to the top, you're going to see that our output mode is simple, but we're going to want to select that drop down and head over to advanced. And the first thing that we'll be presented with is our streaming settings. For the audio track, you can keep that at 1. For the audio encoder, you can keep this at default. It'll most likely say FF MPEG AAC, or for Mac users, it'll say Core Audio AAC. Core Audio compresses the audio a little bit better than FF MPEG, but you'll be good with either one of those. Under that, you have the video encoder, and this is the most important part of the entire process of setting up your live stream and recording settings. So for Windows, you're going to get a bunch of options, but let me tell you the most important ones that you're going to want to pay attention to. On your computer, if you know you only have a CPU with integrated graphics within that CPU, then you're going to want to go with the X264 encoder option, because that's an encoding feature that a lot of streaming platforms like to ingest, such as Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Kick. You'll be good using that if you do not have a dedicated graphics card. If you do have a dedicated graphics card, on the other hand, then you can go with the NVEC H.264 option. So whether or not that's for your NVIDIA card or for your AMD card, you're going to want to go with the H.264 encoding format. For those of you guys using M1, M2 silicon chip based machines, you're good to go with the Apple VT hardware encoder. Even with OBS having official silicon support now, the hardware encoder still shines above the others in terms of efficiency and performance. With your video encoder selected now, below that, there is no need to rescale the output. If we go to the encoder settings, the first thing we're going to see is the rate control. Now, across Mac computers and Windows, CBR is going to be an option that wasn't in the past for at least the Mac Silicon computers, but CBR, which stands for constant bitrate, is the best option that you're going to want to go with here. Next up, you have your bitrate, and this is the second most important thing that you're going to want to pay attention to. Before we set this for live streaming, we're going to want to know our internet upload speed. So we can go to Google, type in speed test, then run the speed test, and this is going to give us some insight to how fast our internet is. The speed that we're going to want to pay attention to is the upload speed. I'm clocking in about a 23 megabit per second upload speed. So if we compare that number to this bitrate stream guidelines chart that I put together, we can see that I can stream up to a 2K 60 FPS quality pretty freely. So if you're going to be streaming in an 8,000 kilobit per second bitrate, that means you need to at least have a 10 megabit per second upload speed. That way you have a little bit of buffer between your 8 meg and 10 meg upload speed, so that if your bitrate fluctuates, you'll be okay and your stream won't go down. After you set your bitrate, you can set your keyframe interval to 2. Preset, if you're using a dedicated graphics card, I would stick to P5, which is good quality. If you have a really good graphics card, you can experiment with the slower or the slowest quality. If you're on X264, keep that at very fast for your encoding preset. Once you start taking it down to faster or fast, unless your CPU is an absolute beast, it's going to struggle trying to encode in those speeds. You're going to get the encoding overload error, so just stick with very fast in this case. For your tune, you can keep that at high quality. Multi-pass mode is good at 2 passes. Profile, this is usually good to keep at high or main. High will give you better quality when it comes to compression. Do not check off look ahead, and then keep psycho visual tuning turned on. People who have more than one graphics card in their settings can either keep this at 0 or modify it to 1. For your max V-frames, you want to keep this at 2. Now, if we jump over to the recording tab, this is where we can set our recording path for where we want our videos to be saved on our computer. Below that, you're going to have your recording format, which by default will be an MKV, which is great if you don't want to potentially lose footage that you were recording in case OBS crashes. But there is a lot of compatibility issues with using MKV. So my recommendation usually to most people is to either use an MP4 file or .mov. For your video encoder, pretty much the same thing that we covered in the streaming section. If you're on an M1, M2 chip-based Mac and you have your recording format set to an MOV, and I highly recommend taking advantage of the Apple VT ProRes hardware encoder to get better looking footage. For this setup on the Windows computer, since I do have the dedicated graphics card, I'm going to go ahead with the NVIDIA H.264 hardware encoder option. And yes, I did test to confirm that you can stream and record off the same graphics card at the same time, and you won't get performance issues, even if you set your bitrate pretty high. For doing a 1080p 60 FPS recording, you can feel comfortable setting this bitrate up to over 20,000. That obviously will not apply to all computers, so if you are having issues, continue to decrease your bitrate by intervals of 500 until your issue is gone. All the other settings below this, you can keep those exactly the same as what we applied on the stream settings side, and you'll be good to go. Hopefully all those settings will help you guys out and can be used as a baseline to at least get you started for how you need to configure your settings, and it will need to be adjusted depending on your exact build. In the description below, I did put some details in about the encoders so that you guys can learn a little bit more about them instead of me kind of going in the weeds in this video about it. Also, check out this video here if you want to learn how to multi-stream completely for free within OBS. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.
Worst fruits for your waistline. Fruit to avoid, number one, ripe banana.
Oh, there you go.
Half of a banana's calories come from sugar, and sugar gets converted directly.
Luckily, with the Prism Live Studio mobile and computer application, you can become a VTuber today, recording or live streaming 100% for free. Let me show you how it's done.
Okay.
To get this started, the first thing you guys are going to want to do is go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download the Prism Live Studio application for your mobile device. Once the app is finished installing, go ahead and open it and make sure you allow all the permissions for your microphone and your video to be recorded. You should then be able to log in with your Google or Twitch account, and once you're all signed in, you should see that you're on the live streaming page. From here, you're going to see three little sections. One of those is going to be the camera, which I'm on right now. Next to that is going to be the screen for being able to live stream the contents of your phone screen. And then to the right of that is your VTuber feature, which is what you see right now. And you can see my character's mouth move while I talk. Now, this is just the default avatar that Prism Live Studio has. If you go to the settings, which is on the right-hand side where that little settings wheel is, select that, and within here you can scroll through the few different avatars that Prism Live Studio makes available to you without having to do anything else except download them. And you can do that just by clicking on the screen. At the bottom where you see those emojis, if you select any of these, it'll change the emotion of the avatar's face. Now I'm crying, now I'm a little bit mad. These settings are also available to you on the main VTuber screen on the right-hand side, right below where the settings icon is. So within this section, you can actually choose the emoji that you want to show while you're live without having to go all the way back into the settings. Now jumping back into my settings, you can see that there's only 6 available avatars as of today. So luckily, if you scroll all the way to the end, Prism Live Studio has created a feature where you can actually add your own custom avatar into this app. You can use the app VRM Posing, where you'll have a much greater pool of avatar and anime characters that you can choose from and customize their positioning, their facial expressions, and how they look, and of course saving them with a transparent background. But my personal favorite is probably Zapito. This app is really cool because you can fully customize your own character. You can even make it look like yourself, like I did in this case. That character looks good. With your character created, you can just go to the create option in the middle of the app and then go to the camera icon on the top right-hand side. And once you're in here, you can go to the photo option, then go to background, and to make it transparent, we're just gonna click the checkerboard option right next to the right of that colorful wheel right there. So if we select that, we're completely transparent, and then to change our facial expressions, well, we just do that using our looks. Now back in Prism Live Studio, if you select to register your new avatar, you're gonna see that for the smiling emoji, that there are 4 different boxes that you're gonna need to fill with images. So the first one is open eyes, closed mouth, and just add what I just took there. And I'll need to do that the same way for the remaining 3. Once that's done, I can go ahead and select done. And now you can see the mouth moving animation whenever a certain level of audio has been reached. And you can tell what that level is on the left-hand side there, where you see that microphone icon. So
So depending on how high or low I have this, I need to go over that threshold for my mouth to be moving on my character. Now you guys can add as many expressions as you want for your custom avatar. If you go back to your settings and you go to where it says edit on the right hand side, make sure you select the plus button, and then you can select the emoji to fit the emotion that you want to show. You can add as many as you want here. You'll just need to capture the correct PNG avatar images for each. Now if you guys want to adjust the character's overall body motion whenever you're speaking or not speaking, go ahead and select the motion option at the bottom there. Just go with the up and down motion there. I think that's pretty cool. Now we'll go ahead and select done. And now if we want to change the background, click on that icon that's under the settings again, and then you're going to see a tab for background. Choose that, and then you can select which background you want to have as a part of your stream or your recordings. If you want, you can even set it to off. And yes, you can move your character around, make it big, make it small. You can move your avatar wherever how you'd like. If you're all set and you're ready to stream, just select the ready icon when you're in the live streaming tab. If you want to record, you can do that as well by just selecting the video option, and then you can take a video of your avatar if you'd like. But now, what if we want to add our VTubing avatar to our live stream on the computer? Well, if you've updated to the newest version of Prism Live Studio, you'll want to make sure that you download Prism Lens. With the app launched, select one of your lenses, choose the drop down on the right hand side, and select Connect Prism Mobile. From here, you'll get a QR code that should pop up on the screen. You'll then want to grab your phone with the Prism Mobile app up and select the Connect tab on the bottom. Then you can scan the QR code from your computer screen. Once you've done that, you'll be able to select the VTuber option to be shared to your computer. Next, switch back over to Prism Live Studio and add a new video capture device source. Select the corresponding Prism lens, and then I would make sure that your VTuber background is set to green, so that way you can add a chroma key filter to make your background transparent. From there, move your avatar around wherever you'd like. And that's all there is to it. You officially know how to start being a VTuber using Prism Live Studio. But if you guys enjoyed seeing the mobile app and your computer app, check out these videos right here as I go into a lot more detail into how to use both of these applications. With that, I'll see y'all in the next one.
Ripley, the one place where you can run all your
Well, I think that's enough for me for now with that. Yeah, wow, that was awesome. Okay, so I still want breakfast. I had, alright, woo, okay. I need a nap. This girl is sleeping. Wake up! You need to wake up, mama. No, you need to wake up. You will not be running around keeping me awake at night. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Use the potty. Gotta use the potty? Go use the potty, mama. Good girl. Wake up. Get up. See, you're not gonna, this is, no. Get up. Up, up, up. Alright, I'm gonna watch my show. I'm watching, my show. And, alright, let's watch my show. I'm going to sleep and watch my show and eat and then get to work. Get ready for my thing to tell me that my thing is working for tomorrow and I can go live on TikTok. Okay, so let's hit the replay button because I couldn't finish watching it last night. Alright, what's going on with this? This is charging, this is doing what? What is it doing? Right, supposed to be, oh, what am I doing? No, I'm supposed to be charging up my phone. Alright guys, nice checking this place out. Thank you. Hi, Tharia GTuber. I think I follow you. Yes, I'm following you. Yay. Thank you for greeting me. Welcome to the cosplay meetup. I'm a cosplayer. Follow me on StarGem518 on TikTok. And on here, I guess I am Crystal Gemstar, and you'll be seeing more of me. Yay. And nice meeting you, and let's see, say something please. Wait, what? Is this for me? Wait. Oh, I didn't even see this. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, what just happened? I see the wave, I see the high. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the 10 coins. I'm totally new to this. Oh, it's funny. run around. Okay, it's not continuous. Okay. Say something, please. Oh, sorry. Oh, thank you for the 25 gift points. Oh, okay, you have to turn it sideways to okay. Yes. Okay, and we are following. Yes, awesome. Okay. Let me see if you share this or copy this. Oh, I'm sharing something? What am I sharing? I'm gonna go charge my phone because I was supposed to charge it to go live on TikTok. I'm gonna figure this thing out and I will be performing and doing fun stuff in VTube in no time. Oh my god, isn't supposed to be National DJ Day? Oh my god, I gotta keep track of all this stuff. Girl, put your leg down. Girl, why are you floating in the air side? Lord, oh my goodness. Turn around. Sorry. Nice meeting you. Thank you for. Thank you. Let's see how it wow. This is cool. gonna turn off on the TV. I'm gonna watch my show and wake up, you. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You wanna eat? Want some pancakes? Wanna eat? Right, you woke up now. Wake up. You're supposed to sleep at night and it's not in the day. I'm not letting you sleep. You're gonna keep me up at night. Morning. Alright, you want waffles? Come on, let's go get some waffles. Come on, go in the kitchen. Come on. Let's go. Come on, let's go in the kitchen. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get chocolate waffles in the kitchen.
时候跟我哥学骑车摔过，有了心理阴影。后来呢，就只能踩在地面上上下学。所以啊，骑车要挑座位最低的骑。
你家里有几位哥哥？
5个，都是表的。哦，我爸爸家那边还有2个堂哥，不过都年纪太大了，不太有共同语言。
家里这么多。
对啊，就我一个，所以他们都叫我哥宝。
哥宝。大家都不同意。
以前觉得还挺好的，在家里横着走，有好吃的都给我，逢年过节收到好多好的礼物。后来就慢慢不觉得了，他们一长大，一上大学，就一个个变家长了，感觉我有了好多好多家长。哦，这次我4哥还想请假陪着我来，太可怕了。
这样。可以吗？亲戚走动不多，经常是我自己一个人，羡慕这种热闹。
难怪你喜欢和他们待在一块。
看得出。
当然，虽然你话不多，总是看着他们胡闹，但是能看得出来，你很喜欢这种闹哄哄的氛围。哎，你不要骑在我前面，我怕撞到你。也不要骑到我旁边，我旁边有人骑车，我会担心。
好，我跟着你。
好。我看电视上说那边就是滨江。
我们可以坐出发车去看。
好，那我现在呢？
下坡慢点。
好。
不热呀，坐外边。心静自然凉。你别装了，这认识100多年了，怎么了？那几个臭小子不能打麻将，睡午觉问题。啊？看我就说吧。老周，我跟你说个事儿，我这次不是拉了6个载客，其中有一个临时撤资，这挺突然的。4万找我准备好什么？我补偿了，去看。财大气粗，意思意思。哎，叫什么？哎，哎，嗨，小静。
不热啊，在外面坐着，我
Too hot. Want some? I'll give you some. Here. Here's some. Well, it's too hot. Hey Siri, call Shirley Twitty on speaker. called Love Me, Love My Voice. So sweet, Chinese drama. I love it. That's because we met in the winter. Eat, eat. See why I had to eat? So something spicy has benefit to it? Wow. To make it less spicy. Who knew? He's spiced out. I need to learn Chinese. Where are my Chinese commenters? Teach me some Chinese. What are they saying? Translate. I know what they're saying, but let's start having some conversations in the comment section here. I don't know if you can hear everything that they were talking about on the TikTok and the in Diamond's on her podcast, but or her radio show rather. But this is, I think, what they were referring to as far as like feminine energy and stuff like that. Aww. Look at how they look out for their friends. They take care of them. She was apologizing profusely for having, to inconvenience them. Like, politeness and respectability and all that. Ugh, delicious.
其实啊，都是他瞎猜的。据我一路观察下来，人家俩不亲的。
你说谁？谁是主角？短头那个？前头两个人啊，跟那个人民币的意思一样，去哪儿去看，千万别错过啊！这前面。好，一会儿上去，上去帮他看看眼，还有什么？越高越高。啊。这天真漂亮啊！哎，来一个，来一个，来一个。
好久没有用纸币了，尤其这种20元纸。你说再过10年，说起来20元纸币的店面是不是小孩子有可能的？有可能。
我俩不在里面，怎么传给我俩？来给我俩，你拿点茶叶。别再来了，耶
！Talk about unproblematic.
下雨了。是。
你要进去？
不可以啊。
只可惜了，医生现在。
先你等着，晚上我叫你，在里面等着。太大了也，我这么大个了，直接能看到吗？这风就下雨，一会儿就停了。为什么一定要在外面等啊？还淋着雨，这多有意思啊！哎，人民币10点突然马上就要见到真的，多带劲儿！多少多拍几？像这种景点打卡，网上肯定很多人拍，自己下载几张存起来自己看就行。哇，太凶了人，会招人嫌弃的。我都说他100遍了，不然他怎么叫木木？人拍照拿照了。哎呀，张飞哥，那就差不多，我就急了。越杀越大了。
Too romantic for words and sweet. Oh my gosh. getting a lot of stuff accomplished. Charlotte took a little bit of a nap, but I'm not gonna let her go back to sleep again for too long. I won't, no, until nighttime, obviously.